Welcome back to the Back in Time channel. So the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Nene Leaks did an interview with Carlos King, and this up close and personal interview was in regards to the Atlanta franchise. Nene spoke on a lot of different things and her feelings towards Kandi, her feelings about Andy and their relationships, and also she spoke about her treatment at the network. I'm going to leave a full link down below to Carlos's YouTube where you can watch the full interview in its entirety. I do suggest that you watch it. It was a really good interview. You'll get a lot of insight and a lot of more information that you probably wasn't privy to before this interview. So go ahead and check that out. So we're going to get into a couple of these things, but let me start by showing you or playing you a clip of what she had to say about Kandi, and then I'll come back with some more information. So go ahead and check this out.
I think that Kandi is not exciting. I just don't think she's an exciting. I don't think the camera loves her. I just don't think the camera. I think the camera loves her family. I don't think they love her. And so I don't think the viewers or anybody would ever see Kandi as much as they want to make Kandi like the star, and she's like, she's been there for 100 years and she is her. I don't think not one person tunes in and believes that. I believe everybody tuned in and be like, okay, there's Kandi. Okay, now what's going on? Where's Kenya? Okay, where's Dexter? I don't think that anybody tunes in and be like, oh my God, she's just bringing it and she's so everything. I think people look at it and they be like, okay, next. I don't think anybody is like that.
Okay, so you just had to listen to the clip of what Nene had to say to Carlos in regards to Kandi, and I agree. Kandi isn't the star of the show, but she is one of the stars of the show. And not only is she one of the stars of the show, she's alongside other stars of the show. She has Kenya, she has Drew, there's Sheree, Marlo, Sanya, as well as other ladies that starred on the show. It's an ensemble cast. So for Nene to make the comment that Kandi isn't that interesting, she isn't exciting, she's not the star, her family is interesting but she isn't, I felt like that was unnecessary. What makes the show what it is the different elements that a lot of the women bring to the table. And while Kandi might not be as big of a personality as Nene is, and as a breakout star as Nene is, she has always brought something to the table. First, she was already famous before she got on the show, and she has accolades and awards and everything to back that up. Also, what she brings to this show is different. When you automatically look at Kandi on this show, you automatically think business. In a business sense, she has motivated and inspired a lot of women, I'm sure, to just get on your grind and hustle and build. She has literally built her empire from the ground up. So to say that she's not interesting and that she doesn't bring anything, I think that that's a little bit disrespectful as just to your co-worker and someone you've worked alongside with for so many years on the same show. Now, if you're talking about a breakout star, of course, Nene gets that. You get that all day long. You're one of the biggest breakout stars in reality TV. But to say somebody's not interesting and they don't bring anything, comparing it to you and what you bring, I don't think that that's fair. And as far as entertainment wise goes, let's not just act like Kandi hasn't brought the entertainment or brought the heat by herself, because when her family wasn't around at that pillow talk and other events, Kandi turned up and she was definitely on 10. So she knows how to bring it if it's brought to her, but everybody is not confrontational like that. And I think it's important that you have balance on these reality shows. Everybody can't be turned up all the time, and just for the sake of just being relatable, everybody can have the same type of personality. I always felt like, in my opinion, there always lied a underlined enviousness when it came to Nene and her feelings regarding Kandi for some reason, because in this interview she kept stressing the fact that she doesn't have an issue with Kandi, but she felt like it was always some type of hostility or something between those two, and it was coming from on Kandi's end, which I didn't agree with. I felt like there was a little bit borderline of Nene projecting. Since day one, Nene clearly had it out for Kandi, and it showed within the passing of the seasons. So for her to say that Kandi has a lot of hostility for her, it would be justified in this case because you've been coming at her on and off so many times throughout the years of just being on the show and off of the show. I also feel like a reason why Nene comes so hard or try to mask her envious towards Kandi is because she feels like Kandi took her spot. Kandi is obviously has the favor of the network at Bravo and of Andy, and I feel like Nene feels like Kandi has taken her spot, and she doesn't like that. Speaking of taking somebody's spot and having favor with the network and Andy, Nene spoke on both the network and Andy. I'm gonna go ahead and play you a clip of what she had to say as far as the show goes with her and the network and how she was being reduced to her scene, and then I'll come back with some more of my thoughts. So go ahead and check out this clip.
Like, no, this has nothing to do with I'm Nene Leaks and I started from the beginning. It was just like, why am I being offered 6 episodes? Like, explain that to me. And the only explanation that I could get was that you're unhappy. So in my mind, you gonna tell me I'm unhappy? How can you tell me that I'm unhappy? I'm not unhappy. What do you mean? I just get 6 episodes because you think that I'm unhappy? Why am I unhappy? I'm unhappy that I got 6 episodes. I mean, shouldn't I get more than 6 episodes? Like, why is it a phase out? When there's other girls who are not the same complexion as me and started as an original housewife, why are they being offered 18 episodes and I am being offered 6 episodes? What did I do? Because I don't know anything that I've done ever on this show that no other housewife in this franchise have not done. I've not done anything that no one else has done. There's been physical altercations on all of these shows, and I've not been involved in any physical altercation, right? There's so many times when people say things to me like, you pulled Kim's wig. I said, you got it very mixed up. I never pulled Kim's wig. That was Sheree that pulled Kim's wig, okay? Be clear about who pulled it. I was standing there, right? And then people say, you got into a fight with Kim. Where is the fight? Did you see it? Where is it? Was it on camera? Where is the fight? You didn't see me in a fight anywhere, anytime, ever on this show, right? So you have girls on other franchises pulling each other's hair, busting glasses. You know, they say, well, you left the reunion. Well, what reunion have you seen that a housewife didn't get up and walk off the show or walk off a reunion? So I would like to know what it is that I did that someone else did not do. These girls have done way worse than I could ever have done. And then you go to, oh, well, you pushed the cameraman. Well, so he was in the way. Okay. Now what else is going on? So Teresa pushed Andy down at the reunion when he tried to stand up. So what else are you talking about? So there's nothing that I've ever done that no other housewife haven't done, if not worse. So I understood why I was being given less and less and less, but I wanted to understand from their side. Why? What did I do? You can't tell me it's because, you know, you make too much money, you know, when you got these other girls who are making more money. You know, what is it that I was doing? I saw what it was, and I've been watching it for a very long time. And again, all I asked for was fair treatment.
So you just heard what Nene had to say in regards to the show and her wanting fair treatment. When it comes down to her being reduced in episodes, I agree with the producers. Nene was unhappy. She was. If you're claiming that you was in this place where you had, unfair treatment and there was racism and things were being excused and this person was treated more fairly than you were unhappy. And prior to you being reduced in episodes, your behavior showed that you weren't happy. And also, not even that, you had to have complained to them ahead of time leading up to this reduction in your episodes or your filming of your scenes. Now, am I saying it's right? No, but from a business standpoint, as an employee or as an employer, I understand it, because like any other job, if your behavior is inappropriate, there's going to be discipline for it. There's going to be some type of consequences. Most jobs, when people act crazy or whatever, if they don't fire them, they suspend them. So if Nene was not behaving properly with her employer, there has to be some type of discipline going for that. And her punishment just so happens to come in the form of reduction of episodes. It's no different from when you're on a job and they suspend you. If you get suspended for your job for 3 days or 4 days, well, you're not going to be at work for 3 and 4 days. That's the same thing with Nene. You're not going to film for 3 and 4 days. It just so happens that they took a chunk out of her filming for her past behavior. For her to try to justify the cameraman was in the way for her behavior, that's inexcusable. You're not supposed to place your hand on anybody in the production crew, let alone the cameraman. I don't even care if it's the makeup artist. Putting your hands on someone is unacceptable at any time. But I do understand that at that time Nene was going through a lot that she probably didn't even speak on. Now, we did see her going through the motions, dealing with Greg and his sickness and everything like that. So that is understandable, and I do believe that the network was trying to be understandable with her and work with her, because again, there was already reports, even Kenya said that years ago, that they was trying to phase Nene out of the show because her head was getting too big and just her behavior, she wasn't getting along right, not just with the cast member but with the crew. If you're not getting along with the production crew and the producers, etc., that's an issue. So I do feel like the network were trying to be understanding, but while you can be understanding, that doesn't mean that's an excuse for you to tolerate. And I think the network finally got at their wits end with her. They probably, just felt like that it was best if they could show her better than they can tell her, and they definitely did that. However, I don't think Nene played her cards right. I said this before in my past videos. If she had somebody of sound mind to give her some advice, she could have really worked this out in her favor, because she's not the only person to get reduced in filming or get thrown to the side as a friend of a show. There's been other people like Cynthia, and it comes back full circle. It's a very high demand for Nene to come back to the show, but she'll never return because of the way she went about things. I think she got too big-headed, and I think that she believed that since she's a star of the show, they can never do without her. But truth be told, they are doing it, and they're doing it several seasons later without Nene. Now, why you would want to return to a show that you claim you had unfair treatment and there were display of racism, etc., still got me scratching my head with that one. I don't know what her reason is behind that, other than she was trying to bluff the network. She thought that they would give in, that they would fold, and it actually backfired big time. Now, of course, this last clip is Nene speaking on whether or not she would repair her relationship with Andy Cohen. So go ahead and take a listen to this clip, and I'll come back with my thoughts.
If Andy Cohen is watching right now, what is it that you would like to say to him?
Hi, I heard you had 2 babies now. Congratulations, you have a girl. That's amazing. I always knew you wanted to be a parent, Buttercup. I don't have any hard feelings. At one point, I'm a Sagittarius, so at some point, I may be mad with you, but then I get over it. I'm not the kind of girl that carries a grudge or hold the grudge forever. I'm also not an ass kisser. Again, I'm a Sagittarius, so I don't generally kiss ass, and I will not kiss ass. I would just say that I hate that we're in this place. I really wish it was a way for us to find our way back to each other, because life is short, and you just don't want to carry ill feelings for the rest of your life. You don't have to work together. You don't have to do anything, but it would be nice to either just work through the issues. There's been so many people with greater issues in friendships, and they work through them. As I said to you earlier, Cynthia and I would never be best friends again, but we have talked and we've worked through whatever issues we have. So when we see each other, we can laugh, we can talk, and we can sit at a table together. We can work together. I think it says a lot about a person when they can't just say, let's just move on. We'll work through that moment and let's just move on, because I honestly don't have any ill feelings. What happened has happened.
So you just had to listen to what Nene had to say in regards to her relationship with Andy, whether she would repair it or not. She spoke a little bit about how her and Cynthia was friends on the show and how they're still amicable and they can work together. The difference in this, I believe, is that Andy and Nene's relationship, yes, while they have bonded and became friends in the past, they still was employer and employee versus co-worker and co-worker. Yes, we've seen Cynthia and Nene actually form a friendship on and off of the show, and we actually seen them fall out on the show. We never seen Nene and Andy in the process of her being hired, but we have witnessed him being in position of being her boss. We've also seen, footage and some pictures of them hanging outside of the show at events, or her being at his baby shower and things like that. But the thing is, between these situations is that Nene, I believe, the reason why her and Andy's relationship is pretty much irreparable is because I believe not only was it personal, now it was personal with her and Cynthia because they were friends on and off the show, but I think that Nene hurt Andy in a personal way that affected him a little bit different, and I'm explaining why. Because this is not the first time that there's been alleged rumors of Andy having some type of substance abuse issue or something like that, and it was alleged that when Nene came out and she was lashing out, boycotting about the show or whatever, she was allegedly saying that Andy was racist, and allegedly saying that he was abusing substance, calling him some type of powder head. Well, the difference is that we're not seeing Andy. If this is true, this is all alleged. If he's going through that in his personal life, this is his personal business, right? So if he's had something serious like that he might be battling with, and that's a really sensitive subject for him, and it might be hard to kick, this is attacking him on that level. And I think putting that out publicly and saying that publicly hurts him in some type of way, because again, their relationship was golden. So was Nene's relationship at Bravo. And to make these accusations like that, to attack someone about something that may or may not be really sensitive to them, might crosses a line, above or past return. And that's my thought when it comes down to that. I really think that comment really bothered Andy by Nene allegedly putting that out there. Now, she did say that she never called him a racist and things of that nature, but there were reports saying otherwise. And I'm going to go ahead and play this up to you right now. As you can see on the screen, there were people saying that she called him that and that they will never be back friends and things of that nature. And she said, show her. She never seen it. And then you have different articles with this stuff in the headlines. So that's my personal thought on that as far as their relationship goes. Like I said, I don't know if it's beyond the point of irreparable, but I know if somebody is dealing with something like addiction or anything like that really seriously, and they might be battling with that privately and nobody probably really knows, then there might be a sore sensitive spot, if you hit below the belt in that way. But Nene did ask and request that they keep her name out of her mouth, and that's exactly what they did. I do feel like Andy is hurt by it. I do feel like Nene is hurt by their relationship, how it is. I do think it could have been easily squashed had she not went the way she went about it by lashing out. But like Carlos said in the interview, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. So hopefully, they can work things out later on in the future. That's just my thoughts on this. But I would love to know you guys' thoughts. What you thought about this whole interview? What did you think about this video? Do you think what Nene said about Kandi has any kind of truth with it, or do you have a rebuttal for it? Let me know your thoughts down below about that. Tell me what you think about her relationship at Bravo. Do you think that it was warranted for her to try to boycott and bring about a lawsuit against the network, only to turn around and say that she would return to the show just for the fans, despite making allegations that she had unfair treatment? Tell me what you think about her and Andy's relationship. Do you think that it could be, or there could be possible room for repair with that? I'm going to go ahead and end this video with Kenya being caught up by TMZ, and Kenya giving her thoughts on Kim Zolciak's divorce debacle. So go ahead and check out this clip. Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.
That you thought Kim's divorce was not real.
Yeah.
Did you see the body camera footage from the police? Corey said, she has a gambling problem. She said he's suffering some brain trauma.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Like, do you feel like...
I wish them well. Divorce is hard, but when people just start being super nasty like that, it's just, it's hard to witness. But I wish them well. They have kids, and
does that make you feel like it's real, kind of, after seeing that? Or do you feel like it still was kind of her kind of generating interest?
I feel like with her, you never know. I mean, that's just my honest opinion. With her, you just kind of never know. Kim has lied on me many times.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe here with us at Back in Time. But until next time.
Don't you feel tough? Yeah! Don't you feel strong? Yeah! Don't you feel like going home? Sure! Then get the hell out of my apartment.